Hi everyone. In this video, we'll be going through the steps to create your avatar illustration. On my desktop, I have created a new folder called Avatar, and inside this folder, I have the scans of the avatar thumbnails. I only want to use one of these characters, which is this one, so I'm going to open Photoshop, go File, New, click on Print, choose A4, leave it on Portrait and click Create. I'm going to File, Place Embedded, the scan of the avatars, and here I'm going to zoom out by pressing Command and minus, and holding down Shift and Option, I'm going to resize the scan so that I can have just this avatar here filling up most of my page. When you're happy with the size, press Enter or the tick up here. Now the reason why I have done this is because I'm going to print this avatar out and then with my marker just make some little adjustments to it of some finer detail that wasn't added at the time of creating the thumbnail. Go to File, Print, and in your print settings, just make sure under Paper Feed that this is set to auto select. Click Save and then Print. Click Proceed if this warning comes up. Since printing and using my marker to add in some more detail to the avatar, I've scanned the avatar back in and put it into my avatar folder on my desktop. Here you can see I've added in some hairlines, shoulder, continue down with the sleeve, and added some little circles inside the flowers here. Now what you want to do is open up the avatar template Mrs. Schultz and I have shared to you. Right click, open with Illustrator, and in here, in the layers, we can see that there are layers for separate elements of your avatar. Click on the reference photo or drawing layer, go to File, Place. This is where you're going to choose your scanned in avatar. Click Place, make it the size of the page, and I'm happy with how that looks, so I'm going to click the lock here so that it won't move around. Now it's a little dark and it might be hard to see what I'm tracing with the pen tool, so I'm going to double click on this layer and say Dim Images to 50% and click OK. I'm going to begin with the hat on this avatar. Now I don't have a hat layer in here, so I'm going to go down to the bottom and click Create New Layer. I'm going to move this layer up to the top because the hat is will be sitting on top of all of these layers here. Double click, rename it to Hat, and then click Return. Over to the side here, I'm going to select my pen tool and then pressing Command and plus and holding down the space bar to move into the screen. I'm going to get closer to the hat. Now I'm going to start to click and draw in whole shapes. So with the pen tool, you click, find the next spot, click and drag to make a nice curve, go to the next curve. You can see here that my shape has this strange fill in it. So I'm going to click over here on this little arrow. That's going to swap the fill to the stroke. Now I can see this line more clearly. When you get to a section like this, close it up so that there's that little zero there. Then hold down the Option key and you can grab the handle to move just that section to fill in that curve much nicer. With my black pointer tool, I'm going to click off And that's how my hat looks at the moment. With my hat here, I'm going to start it from the inside here, and I'll show you why in just a moment. I'm going to ignore this buckle part because I can put that as another shape on top later on. Here I'm just going to click wherever, because this shape, this one here, is going to be on top of this shape, so I won't see these lines there once I use a color to fill it in. If you make a mistake, press Command Z to undo. Try to press Command Z rather than deleting your whole pen line shape and starting again. You can also use this white pointer tool here to select anchor points and also hold down Option to move handles. That gives you that flexibility, but that is only with the white pointer tool. The black pointer tool moves a whole shape as the unit. For this buckle here, I'm going to go over to the shape tool, click and hold, and choose the ellipse tool. Then with Option and Shift pressed, I'm going to make a perfect circle over that shape and use my arrow keys to move it into place. Now I can start to fill it with color. Go over to your fill, double click, and here is where you can start to choose some colors. Using my eyedropper tool, I'm going to sample that color so it's the exact same. Now I want this one to be behind this shape here, so I'm going to right click on it, arrange, send to back. Now I can see this shape on top. If you don't want to stroke on some shapes, click on the shape, then click on the stroke, and click this little strike through there, and it will turn the stroke off. So with the pen tool on my glasses layer, I have created a stroke. I'm going to increase the size of this stroke over here in properties to something a little bit thicker so that they look more like frames of glasses. And I'm going to outline them. I'm going to go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke. And now if I use my white pointer tool, this now means I can select these anchor points, holding down Shift to select multiple, and move them. I've drawn a flower on a new layer, and as you can see here, got my flower shape behind. I filled it with a colour and I've added a circle on top. But I don't want this circle to be here, so what I'm going to do is select both of these, hold down Shift to select both shapes, go up to Window, find Pathfinder, and I'm going to choose this option here that says minus front. That will remove that circle. There's other options here. If I were to undo that, I can merge those together. I can divide, which will mean this circle will cut out of there, but I will still have my circle left. Play around with these options depending on what you need for your design. A quick way to draw eyelashes, using your pen tool, draw a line where you'd like your eyelash to be. Make sure you are on your eye layer. Then go to Properties and click the stroke function. Here there is a profile that you can choose. I'm going to select this one and swap it around and increase the size so I can see that an eyelash shape is starting. I'm going to use my black pointer tool and just resize that to where I want it to be. And then I can go hold down Option and create multiple of these. Then I can select all of these and then go to Object, Path, Outline Stroke, and then perhaps fill in the eyelid area so that we don't see the bottoms. Then I can move little anchor points like this up so that we don't see them popping in there.